Okay. Um, I don't know how this is gonna go. Um, this is more of a test to try and see what's possible with different technology. Different technology. No. So I had an idea where I would play piano and also have the special binaural microphone running. Um, I couldn't get the program to recognize the binaural microphone, even running it through an audio device. It just doesn't want to talk to it, I suppose. So what I have now is I have both programs running at the same time. Um, Optimistically, this will create a situation wherein the benefits of the microphone and also just being able to like do piano over it, or like keyboard I suppose is better. Being able to put keyboard over it, and kind of adding to that experience of like like I essentially I will just get bored if I'm just talking about nothing. um, and so this is kind of a way to talk about something. I've chosen this kind of funky, like um, more atmospheric kind of electric keyboard. Um, this one's a was it the Rhodes EP1 phaser. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna talk about a little bit of music stuff as part of this kind of first time test. I've never done anything exactly like this before. I'd love to get this all working in Mixcraft, but I have reached the point in this project where I have spent an hour and a half on it this morning, and it's kind of no longer viable to keep spending time on it when I have other things that I want to do, and this was more of a throwaway idea anyway, and I have no way of knowing if this is even going to work once I'm done. So, well, what shall we talk about today? Well, let's talk about music stuff. There are a lot of really easy to talk about music things, different chords that I won't know the names of, but I will be able to tell you that they're pretty. Well, let's start. Let's start with the best. Let's start with the prettiest, and let's start with my good friend, the golden chord. Which, whenever you're thinking about golden chords, you might think of like, oh, because that sounds pretty nice. It's what the golden chord is widely regarded as the most pretty like chord that exists, in terms of its like general sound quality, its tonal interactions. Like in the music world, it's considered like just very, very pleasing to hear. And it's not a major chord on its own, but it's a major chord with elements that would make the chord like a minor chord, or at the very least not sound very good. This is the golden chord, and it can be applied to any key, obviously. But what's curious is that it does have like it has this D in there, that you would think wouldn't work, because if you start throwing in random notes into chords, because it's a C chord. Okay, well now we've just thrown in a random note in there. Okay, well those both sounded bad. So why does that sound so much better? Because you gotta think, C chord with a C sharp and a C chord with a like E flat in it, or D sharp. Boy howdy, do those sound bad. But But yeah, you'll also recognize this from Final Fantasy because they like to go like. So, the next time you hear the golden chord, next time you hear a golden chord in media, you'll know that what the composer is trying to make you think, or feel rather, is beauty and like smiley happiness, and not so much about like, because like in Final Fantasy, you know, it's meant to symbolize the grandiose scale of the world. It's meant to imply like all of the magical elements at play. It's meant to suggest that for all of the good and all of the evil that is conflicting inside of the world, it is still beautiful. That is the takeaway, is that whatever's going on in these games, take the like crazy post-apocalyptic city country of Midgar, which is very brutalist and like, a lot of people are living in squalor. There's still like what they are fighting for, and what the player is searching for is that beauty. Like, yeah, so that's one piano concept. I can tell you about ones that I like. I have my own style at this point, and it kind of just boils down to, hey, that was a pretty boring chord that you just played, but what if it instead, now hear me out, what if it instead had a different grounding, like like left hand notes? So like, okay, let's take like one of my songs, Safe at Shore. So the intro to it is, I wouldn't say it's iconic because 12 people know about it, but for me it's iconic because it's stark. It's literally just, and it's like, okay, well, why does that sound like it sounds, right? Well, because what that is really, truly, it is a G chord. It's a G minor. And if it wanted to be, a happy, smiley G chord, it would be a G major, but it's a G minor, but it doesn't sound like this. It sounds different. Compared to what I played earlier, this is a little bit different, right? Because what I was doing before had a strong, like, it had like a small dissonance to it, right? And that comes from dropping, so this left hand, right? This is like a descended G, essentially, because these are both D's. And you just drop the D down, kind of creating like a different sound. It's kind of just whatever you happen to think is better for the song that you're writing. And then what I like to do, and once again, I am not a technical guy. I am a sound and like vibes based guy. So what I like to do is I like to go and And I like to take the left hand, which is doing a G right now, grounding the chord, and I like to say, okay, what if this wasn't a G chord at all? What if this was a D flat, or sorry, D sharp? What if it was a D sharp instead? Now that sounds probably a little bit closer to what you think of whenever you think of, the intro to that song, if you've ever heard it before, which if you haven't, my gosh, what are you doing here? So, what that was, if you've ever listened to the song before, the intro to Safe at Shore is these 3 chords repeating themselves. But I didn't play it as is, played in the song. There's a little bit of difference there. So this is a D sharp major. And then it literally goes down a half step. Every single note on here goes down the smallest amount that it can go down. So it creates a sort of it creates like a detuning, right? Like that feeling where you slip on a staircase and all of a sudden you go down a little bit faster than you're thinking you're about to go down. And then rising up above that to, once again, that G we talked about before. So G minor. So it goes from D sharp to a D major. Sorry, D sharp major to D major to G minor. And so that was what I originally had to work with, was you slip suddenly, the feeling that I wanted to express was a sudden slip into bad feelings, right? Good. So these are both majors. Something good went bad suddenly, and now you're feeling, minor about it. You're feeling sad about it. And that was the kind of impetus to the song. And I didn't expressly think of that when I wrote it. But once again, I'm all vibes based, and I was trying to write a song about things suddenly getting bad and then feeling sad about them, namely dating troubles, which a lot of that stuff is like that, where it's there's sometimes it can be a slow descent and sometimes it can be a more quick descent, but for me it tends to be on the quicker side. So I wanted to write a song about that happening and then being frustrated about it. So this was where I began, right? But that is not the final version of the song. I wanted there to be more stylization, more dissonance. I think if a random person wrote this song, they would probably, stick to that, right? But I have a style that I'm trying to go for. I want my music to be recognizable and distinctly my own, so that one, I don't accidentally write a song that someone else has already written, and two, so that later on I have enough of a set style to where people can be like, oh, that's recognizable, or at the very least it feels mildly cohesive. So what I do is I say, okay, everything's the same, but what if I took that G chord that we eventually get to and I slip it in at the start to say, okay, this is a situation that is good, but I'm not really happy about it anyway. So, because, that's, once again, the song is about dating troubles. And if anyone out there is dating in their late 20s, early 30s, it's not very fun. And so you're doing something that should be fun, but it's not, right? So you take a major chord that is the beginning, the first statement of the song, and you take the right hand, the thumb of the right hand, you take it on that, here we are, D sharp, and you say, okay, what if we turned this right hand into that eventual downfall. It's like painting a picture of what's to come, and it's also suggesting that you're not really having that much fun anyway. So what you get when you combine that is sort of a jazzy kind of a vibe. And so now whenever we go through it, it's going to have a completely different feel. So that was kind of where I was coming from with that song. I really, really like how that one turned out, because then, like, so yeah, so that's the style that I like to do in a lot of my songs, is just this more jazzy, like, because then that lets me do cool things where I'm like, and then, you know, or you can, you know, like, there's just so much that you can do with it. But yeah, to tie this into a different one of my songs that I, you know, spend a lot of time on, like the most amount of time probably of any song, is Hitchhiking on a Meteor, which I will not get the chords for. No, I remember. What did I say? I'm not gonna get it right for the first time. Well, that's just not it. There it is. So where did Hitchhiking on a Meteor come from? Hitchhiking on a Meteor is a nostalgia piece about moving forward and knowing that you don't really have any power to go back. And all you can kind of do is see where you've been and like see where you're headed, but you're just kind of stuck. Like, you're stuck on the ride, you know? You don't have a lot of agency. You can remember how good things were, and it doesn't feel like it's that good anymore. So trying to capture that essence in a song leads to a lot of very interesting chord progressions. So this plays into the same kind of vibe we were doing before, right? So you remember with so what this is wanting to be is an F sharp minor, but I'm like, you know, really stinky fancy. So we inverted, we dropped the left, we dropped the highest note down an octave, and then I kind of add that like spice note, right? Actually, oh yeah, sorry, drop an additional one, and then kind of apply the whatever. So this time that extra note is coming from this E here. And kind of, you're trying to create something that feels nostalgic, you're trying to make something that feels sad, but like tasty, you know? You want to have every chord have something going on in it that is like really, really fun, or like really unique, something that's like your ear hears and it's like, that was kind of tasty. Because like otherwise you just get which is like, okay, that's fine, but everybody's heard an F sharp major before, or minor. But with the way that, like, you know, I wanted to work out this one is you have so basically when the left and the right hand are lined up, it stair steps all the way up the chord with the left pinky grounding everything. And then you take your own steps. So this establishes the theme of the song. The song is about being connected. So this is like, okay, imagine this, right? This is your earliest memories. You don't have a lot of them. They're sparse. You cross a lot of years. And now, you know, you are getting a little bit old. You have more memories scattered in between. And you have this huge gap here that kind of represents, you know, the time jump. You know, you have all these old memories, you have now new memories, and there's all the stuff that you've forgotten in between. So it creates this sense of detachment and like longing, and then you have it resolve, because this is a minor chord, despite all the weirdness. You have it resolve to be like, okay, well, these memories aren't bad. These are good memories, right? These aren't memories that make you sad. These are memories that, you know, you think about and you make you happy. But then you have the melancholy of, okay, these are memories that happened a long time ago. I'm happy about the memories because they are happy memories. But they're obfuscated, right? The happiness is not yours anymore. It's past to you. It's a you that you left behind. Resolves once again from that. And this note is acceptance, right? It's going through the entire feeling of, I've thought about something in my past. It's a happy memory. But, you know, it happened a long time ago. It's not something that I can feel the same anymore. It's happiness remembered. It's not happiness felt. Resolves into, okay, well, all I have is that distorted feeling of happiness, and so I'm just going to accept it. And that in itself is kind of like a sad feeling, especially because the song is about like looking back and kind of feeling like bad about, you know, almost where things have gone. The song is about the past, and it only becomes about the present at the very end. And I feel like this is also a good part of it, is like, I feel like this also plays into, because this is, you know, how the song goes. Because I think this chord represents, you know, the past memories, but what makes it my memories is the, like, because that's, you know, those are my hands making the, it's a, you know, you feel like, you feel the like active involvement of me, right? Because, okay, a chord is a chord. It comes out of nowhere. You can't really picture in your head what finger movements made it. Like, you don't have like a clear image, like, unless you're a pianist, which I don't expect anyone to be, you know? So the finger like walk through here, that's distinguished enough, it's separate enough, it has its own place to be heard, so that it's like, okay, no, this is a personal piece. That's what that is kind of there to just say. So the second run through after that initial one is kind of like the maximum sadness of it, right? It's that's the like, you know, because this is all about remembering the memories, being nice, accepting that you can't go back, But then, you know, the memories keep returning as things get worse and worse, and you realize, oh my gosh, like, will I ever feel happiness like that again? And that's where you get the jump up instead of back down. And you can tell in that it's another, you know, obviously very personal thing, because it's the like fingerprint of the song, which is the returns again, but this time it carries us into that sort of like even sadder part. So if we compare these two, so you still have that acceptance again, but it's a recursion of that, because, you know, it's the same chord, but now it's been inverted and it's up higher. There's more energy behind it. So now the recognizing that it is happy memories, but the sad, the emphasis note of sadness, which that's the emphasis note of happy memories. That's the emphasis note of, oh yeah, I can't go back. And then this is like, oh, I really can't go back. And then once again, we have another step down to kind of return us. It's a cycle, right? That's all songs are. And then I think that the part of the song that best like represented how I felt about my life is the first verse. It's just two chords jumping in between each other. It's, you know, you start with this beautiful reminiscence of past memories, acceptance, and it goes into day-to-day life, right? Minor chord. Another minor chord. It's just like, but it's you know, it's the beginning is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different chords, 5 different vibes, very complicated, very dense, and then you get repetitiveness, kind of what being an adult is all about, is things become way more like repetitive. You get into routines, you stop doing things impulsively, things become less meaningful, so things stand out less, so everything kind of blends together. And you can feel that blending together because the left hand steps up. And then there's like a little funk thing of like, which is like, yeah. This is the rebellion chord, I think. Like, I don't want it to be this way, so this kind of represents. It's like a happier chord. It's like a rebellion against that thought. But in the end, there's no escaping the past. There's no escaping the feelings you have about that. So we go right back into the chorus. yes, I'm going to go ahead and call this little experimental video there. And if you liked it, let me know, and maybe we'll do this again. Or all of this footage will be completely unusable, and I'll have to go back to the drawing board. Anyway, but thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you later. Bye.